I know you're not going to divulge if he's injured or not, but if you're dealing with a lower body injury as a quarterback, how can that impact you as a thrower?
Well, this time of year, you're going to have, everybody does, you have things that, bumps and bruises and things, and, there's a difference between hurt and being injured. And another example of a guy who, really fought through it and showed toughness in that game. And that's, once you get into November, that's what's going to happen. You got to play depth, and guys got to work through those type of things. And those, you talked about, some different guys already today, but there's a handful of guys that was that way. And, he showed his toughness in that game. So that's why we had to get back in here, get healthy this week, and have a great week of practice.
Right behind him, Andy Anders, 11 Warriors.
Yeah, you talked about this run that you're going to go on here in November. It's something you brought up since the end of the Wisconsin game. Just what have you learned through your first few years as a head coach about November, maybe that's different that you've taken and you can now apply to these late season runs?
Well, I just think the biggest thing is every week there's issues that you have to address, and like you said, you learn every year different things. You learn so much. You have to take a self-assessment after every season and figure out the things that you did well and the things you got to improve on, the things you learned, and you got to get them fixed. And I think, as you look at this season, we've said we want to play our best football in November because, that's where the biggest games are. So it's been a constant build. That's been the message. But along the way, you got to win every game. So what does that mean after a game? If you win, you have to identify the issues because they're there, whether you win or lose, and get them fixed so that when you get down the road, you're at full capacity.
Tony Girdman, Buckeye Huddle.
Ryan, with respect to the injury policy, what's the timeline on Devin, if you can update anything there?
Again, it's hard for me to talk specifics, but, we're expecting Devin to practice today. In what capacity, we'll see, but, we're going to see him out there today.
And then what are you missing when you don't have a Mecca?
Mecca is a warrior. He's productive. He's tough. He's a great leader. He does a lot of things for us. That being said, I think Xavier Johnson has done a really nice job stepping in. I feel like Julian has stepped up in other ways, not just in the passing game. And certainly Marvin has done a great job. Katie, the guys have stepped up when he hasn't been out there. But, having him back does open up a lot of different things for us. And, it's well documented his production since he's been here. And, again, when we have all of our guys out there, we're full of capacity, then, we're the most dangerous. But that doesn't mean we haven't got a bunch of guys that stepped up and they've kind of found different roles and you could see a little bit of that kind of showing itself on Saturday night.